Okay. Revelation readiness. Can you hear that? We're testing out this new system. We're revelation readiness. Here we go, Jesus.
Aquí estamos testeando esto. Estamos listos para las revelaciones.
There we are. Some new technology. Just might as well test it live.
Parece que lo vamos a textear en vivo, esta nueva
Oh
tecnología.
my gosh. All right, Jesus, give it to us.
Jesús, dánoslo a nosotros.
We're going all the way.
Vamos contigo todo el camino.
We're going for a pristine mind. Oh my
Vamos
gosh.
por una mente pristina.
The amount of love in that.
¿Ven el amor en eso?
Okay, so here's the humbling thing.
Aquí está lo humilde de
Are
esto.
you guys getting that echo? We're having a hard time controlling that echo. Can you hear one or you're clear?
Ustedes están escuchando un eco porque aquí estamos teniendo una situación con un eco.
We got some kind of feedback loop, but that's okay. We're going for supreme happiness.
Nosotros vamos por la suprema felicidad.
Oh yeah, so here, okay, here's what's humbling.
Aquí lo que es humilde.
I'm going to turn that off right now. There we go. I'll just turn that speaker off for the time being. Oh, wait, now let me see. How do I mute this? Oh, I know, this way. Okay, how's that? Is it still echoing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so bizarre. Okay, we're still learning technology.
Estamos aún aprendiendo de tecnología.
How's that? Oh, it's still echoing. Okay, not much we can do about it. We're just going to have a little echo in the background here. Okay, so yeah, here's what was humbling.
He aquí lo que es humilde.
So I said to Jesus,
Yo le dije a Jesús,
okay, you know, I was kind of asking him about Revelation
me
earlier
estaba
today.
preguntando hace un rato acerca de la revelación.
There's got to be a way I can stop that feedback. So, yeah. So revelation is recognizing what you already know.
La revelación es reconocer lo que tú en verdad ya sabes.
Okay, so if that isn't like the most humbling thing on the planet.
Esa es la cosa más humilde del planeta.
You know, I'm thinking, okay, so all the lights are going to go out across the United States.
What?
I was thinking all the lights would go off across the United States, like there'd be a total shutdown of all the world with Revelation.
Yo pensé que la revelación iba a ser que todas las luces se apagaban en Estados Unidos.
You know, and I don't know how many of you noticed the holy instant. It's very valuable to notice the holy instant.
Y ver lo valioso que es el instante santo.
But, you know, it's a simple recognition. You just.
Es un simple reconocimiento.
You know, it can be startling, like Jesus said. All of a sudden you notice, wait, there's something here that's infinite.
Es como Jesús dice, darnos cuenta que hay algo que está aquí.
It's like, what's the impediment to revelatory experience?
¿Cuál es el impedimento entonces para la revelación?
Every idea you have about the world.
Todas las ideas que tienes acerca del mundo.
The only way you can have something revealed to you is with the empty cup.
Y la única forma para que sea revelado es que tengas la con la copa vacía, que estés con la copa vacía.
Lesson 189, go empty-handed to your God.
Lección 189, ve con las manos vacías ante Dios.
So what's the impediment to that?
¿Cuál es el impedimento entonces ante eso?
The desire to have one big impediment called consciousness.
El deseo de tener un gran impedimento llamado la conciencia.
And that's why in the course, you know, Jesus comes at it in two directions in order for
Por eso Jesús en el curso viene en muestra dos direcciones.
divine nature to be revealed.
para que la divina naturaleza sea revelada,
Fully revealed.
Sea totalmente revelada.
Because the holy instant is really quite simple to see and notice. Just look before thought and see that there's something here that's unchanging.
Porque el instante santo es muy simple, simplemente ve antes de que hubiese habido algún pensamiento.
And if you contemplate that infinite light within,
y si tú contemplas esa luz infinita interior,
revelations will come.
Las revelaciones vendrán.
Recognitions.
Reconocimientos vendrán.
I'm just asking him about things that he showed me. Was that a revelation or not? I have to ask him everything.
Yo tengo que preguntarle todo y estoy preguntándole si algo que tuve fue una revelación.
Yeah, I was like contemplating inner light, and this thing came in my mind that I could see consciousness being like this blowing out. You know, it just that's.
Entonces yo estaba contemplando la luz interior y vino esto. No, what say it again?
Consciousness like unfolded really rapidly. I can't even explain it, but I just saw how consciousness was miscreated like that.
Y entonces fue como un momento donde me fue mostrado cómo fue creada la conciencia, la creación falsa.
And then the recognition, like, oh my gosh, there's all this love. There's just love.
Y luego vino el reconocimiento de que todo es amor.
That I can also see it's like this momentary recognition.
Pero también puedo ver que este momentario reconocimiento.
And then fragmentation comes in and it obscures it so quickly.
Y entonces viene la fragmentación y lo oscureció muy rápidamente.
So the delusion, of course, is
la ilusión, entonces,
the cover over to revelatory experience.
Viene a cubrir entonces la experiencia revelatoria.
You know, I thought that God was going to come down, like, and then I would get the fairy dust sprinkle thing on the head.
Entonces yo pensé que Dios iba a bajar y iba a tener como el toque de como el destello.
Okay, and then, you know, I would just know God. It like seemed like these beings were just like knowing God. It was something like magical.
Algo así como mágico donde yo conocía y veía a Dios.
You know, it's very humbling to see, since every experience is chosen.
Y es humilde ver que cada experiencia que es mostrada.
Well, I'm even asking, was revelatory experience chosen? You ask him. He says yes. Is revelatory experience chosen?
Entonces la experiencia revelatoria es mostrada. Es muy humilde esto.
It can only be revealed what you're willing to see.
Únicamente puede ser revelado lo que tú estás dispuesto a ver.
So we're down there in the subconscious mind, face of innocence. Oh, I didn't miscreate the world.
Entonces vamos al fondo de la mente subconsciente y decimos, no, yo no creé el mundo.
And then consciousness, which is a focus, it has this focusing thing to focus on everything except revelation.
Y la conciencia va a estar queriendo desenfocar en cualquier otra cosa que no sea la revelación.
So what's really profound about that,
y lo que fue muy profundo acerca de eso fue,
is that even when you have a revelatory experience, like there's so much consciousness things going on.
Y entonces, aunque tengas esta experiencia revelatoria, pero hay tantas cosas en la conciencia que están aún andando ahí.
It's made to obscure everything that would be revealed to you.
Entonces van a hacer que se oculte esto que ha sido revelado para ti.
Yeah, he's talking about, this is why trust is so important.
Por eso es que la confianza es tan importante.
To trust that you're more than you think you are.
Tienes que confiar más de lo que crees.
Otherwise, it was like sitting around waiting for the revelatory Easter bunny or something.
Y entonces vas porque si no te vas a estar dando vueltas esperando el conejo de la revelación.
So you will have revelatory experience if you contemplate light.
Entonces puedes tener experiencias revelatorias si contemplas la luz.
You will start to have recognitions of wholeness, or there's something beyond these ideas.
Y entonces comienzas a ver estas experiencias revelatorias donde te muestra que hay algo más allá de las ideas.
But what I've also realized, revelation, something being revealed that's so critical, something that's being revealed that's so critical,
algo que ha venido siendo revelado y que es muy crítico,
is revelation that we don't want love. We
es
don't
la
want miracles
revelación
to
de
play.
que la revelación de que no queremos el amor.
I said, Jesus, is that revelation too? Yes.
Eso es una revelación también, Jesús, sí.
Every time he reveals to you where you don't want a miracle, that's a revelation that's necessary.
Y cada vez que Él te revela dónde no quieres un milagro, eso también es una revelación necesaria.
And every desire, seeing the wanting experience of something other than God, that's a revelation.
Y también cuando te muestra el gusto por otra cosa que no sea Dios, eso también es una revelación.
And the revelation and the realization that Jesus has to guide all miracles.
Y la revelación que Jesús tiene que liderar o llevar a cabo todos los milagros.
So, because I can remember reading in the course how he'd say there's a lot of purification necessary as well for revelatory experience.
Porque recuerdo leer en el curso que dice que se requiere mucha purificación para tener las experiencias revelatorias.
And I really didn't know what that means.
Y realmente no sabíamos no sabemos qué significa eso.
But now you see how you can't get the full recognition, the full revelation, as long as you have so many ideas and concepts, and you'll have a glimpse of it, but it won't sink deeply into the heart.
Pero puedes tener experiencias revelatorias, pero si aún hay todo este juego en la conciencia, van a ser simplemente destellos, pero no van a entrar verdaderamente a tu corazón.
This is why willingness is so important, and empty-handed to your God is so important.
Por eso es que la voluntad es tan importante, ir con las manos vacías ante Dios también lo es.
You know, because it's helpful to see that there's wholeness and no limitation.
Es útil ver que hay plenitud y no hay limitación.
And it's a celebration.
Y que eso es una celebración.
Yet it's not a consistent, you can recognize it, and then the ego will start talking about it and conceptualizing it.
Y entonces puedes tener un destello de esto, pero el ego va a querer conceptualizarla y hablar de esta experiencia.
And then acting like it knows, I got this. The number
y actúa como si ya lo hubiese logrado.
The number of times I said to myself, oh, I got it now. I think I'd see something. It's like, oh, I got this. Well, you know who had it.
Y entonces las veces que me dije a mí misma, lo logré. Es como, I got it, what? Sorry, I lost.
The ego has it. The ego conceptualizes it. Everything that you're seeing, the mind needs to be purified to fully grok it.
Entonces el ego todo lo que ve lo quiere conceptualizar. Así que necesita la experiencia para asimilarlo plenamente.
And then even then, it's beyond that.
Incluso en eso, es mucho más allá de eso.
You know, it's like Jesus said, I cannot teach you what love is.
Es como Jesús dice, no te puedo enseñar lo que el amor es.
I can only show you in your willingness.
Y solo puedo mostrarte en tu voluntad
the blocks to the awareness.
El bloqueo a la conciencia.
And then as those are gone, then it's just there. Then it's you could call it revealed.
Y entonces cuando eso se va, eso simplemente está ahí, eso lo puedes llamar revelación.
But within the dream state, joy is just really, it's just a glimpse you could possibly get.
Porque
really-
el gozo en el sueño solo puedes tener algunos pequeños destellos.
Can you even get a glimpse, Jesus? Not really.
Podemos incluso en verdad sí tener algunos destellos de esto,
Because all of consciousness is made to deny,
porque toda la conciencia
Identity.
está hecha para negar la identidad,
which is joy.
lo que es,
And
que es
just
gozo.
ridiculous, like just this fountain of unending joy.
Esto es un absoluto, completo gozo.
I think I would have remembered that.
Creo que lo recordaría.
So what he's talking about is it takes both this contemplating light, it's like two pieces, and purification.
Entonces es como dos piezas, contemplar la luz y la purificación.
It's meaning to a lot of miracles to remove the blocks to the awareness of love.
Entonces es muchos milagros para quitar las barreras que hemos puesto al amor.
Because we know the ego and consciousness is a denied divinity device.
Porque el ego es un mecanismo de negación.
It's a denied divinity device.
Es un mecanismo de negación de la divinidad.
So it's really clearing away the blocks to the awareness of love.
Entonces es quitarle los bloqueos al amor, limpiarles.
And you could call it revealed. It's just seeing what's always been there, but denied.
Y esto lo puedes llamar revelación, porque es ver lo que has negado.
I'm just talking to him. Okay, Jesus is the holy instant revelatory. Yes.
Y le estoy preguntando a Jesús, ¿el instante santo es una revelación? Y dice sí.
See, but we don't actually contemplate the holy instant. If you notice, that's a valuable thing to contemplate, the holy instant.
Y el instante santo es una cosa valiosa de contemplar.
But we're always contemplating hell, basically.
Porque
In the
nosotros
place,
estamos contemplando siempre el infierno.
thoughts and feelings and emotion, and you know, this is me disease.
Todo esto de pensamientos, sentimientos, emociones, este es el yo.
Muji calls it person poison.
Muji lo llama el envenenamiento personal.
Oh, it takes a lot of looking,
Realmente requiere mucho mirar, mucho mirar.
with Jesus, even with Jesus coaching you.
Con Jesús, incluso con Jesús entrenándote.
You want the revelation that is end of days.
Tú quieres la revelación que acaba con, que es el final.
Okay. It's interesting because in modern language, it's like when people talk about the apocalypse, it's the end of the world, you know, something horrible happening.
Porque últimamente se habla del apocalipsis como algo terrible que va a pasar.
No, it's revelation. It's the recognition. You can see the Greek word for apocalypse is recognition, is some revelatory.
Y entonces vemos que la palabra para apocalipsis es revelación.
And there was this program on TV that was talking about Jesus's mission, what Jesus was doing.
Entonces hay un programa de televisión donde hablaban de la misión que tuvo Jesús, que hizo, que estuvo haciendo Jesús.
And that he was teaching an apocalyptic world.
Y entonces luego estaba enseñando acerca de un mundo apocalíptico.
In the modern definition of apocalypse,
En el estado moderno de lo que significa apocalipsis.
like the only way the apostles would have left their family is if the apocalypse was coming, end of days, end of world, we'll say that.
Y que la única forma para que los apóstoles hubiesen dejado sus familias era porque el apocalipsis iba a llegar.
666,
el 666,
something horrific. And so,
algo horrible.
well, if the world's going to end, man, we better jump on with Jesus and just blow that family off,
Y entonces, si el mundo se va a acabar, mejor vayámonos con Jesús.
No, Jesus was teaching revelation.
Jesús estaba enseñando revelación.
The revelation of the truth of identity.
La revelación de nuestra verdadera identidad.
The cease to deny divinity.
De dejar de negar nuestra divinidad.
What's revealed is that you always have had the power to accept miracles and to see the truth of who you are.
Y la revelación de que puedes aceptar milagros y ver quién eres.
So it's a very different perspective to look at the world through the truth of what Jesus was teaching with respect to revelatory experience.
Y,
Jesus was teaching something entirely different.
Jesús estuvo enseñando una cosa totalmente diferente
Than the ideas.
que ideas.
He was talking about not the falling away of ideas about the world.
Él estaba hablando de dejar las ideas acerca del mundo.
And then what's always been true, the truth of identity is seen.
Y ver la verdad de nuestra identidad, poderse ver esa identidad.
So when I was typing a new covenant, he said the light circles of revelation readiness.
Entonces, cuando yo estaba escribiendo el curso, Jesús un nuevo convenio, él me dijo que los círculos de luz son una preparación para la revelación.
And I was thinking at that time, oh, good, so it's going to reveal who we are.
Y entonces dije, bueno, esto me va a revelar quién soy yo.
But what I see, it is a reflection of the willingness to be shown the truth of what's happening in the subconscious mind.
Pero en verdad es tener la voluntad de que nos sea mostrado lo que hay en la mente subconsciente.
The beings that are coming and devoting themselves to the light circles are ready to be shown by Jesus the truth about what's happening in the subconscious mind.
Entonces los seres que están viniendo a los círculos de luz están dispuestos a que Jesús les muestre lo que está en la mente subconsciente.
You can see that when you're in honesty of God of a light circle, it's really hard to maintain that delusion.
Vemos que en los círculos de luz con la honestidad de Dios es difícil mantener este engaño, esta ilusión.
When you say, okay, Jesus, do I have a desire for an experience that my brother can steal heaven from me?
Y si preguntamos, Jesús, ¿tengo el deseo de creer que mi hermano me está robando el cielo?
And you hear Jesus say, yes, you do.
Y cuando escuchas de Jesús, sí, lo tienes.
And do I want that experience more than God?
Y si quiero esta experiencia más que a Dios.
That's a revelation right there.
Eso es una revelación, justo ahí.
It's also a revelation that salvation comes through your brother.
Y también es la revelación de que la salvación viene de tu hermano.
Through joining.
A través de la unión.
Is an expression of willingness to be shown.
Como una expresión de la voluntad de que nos sea mostrado.
To accept what Jesus would reveal to you.
De lo que Jesús tiene que revelarte.
Where you're wrong.
¿Dónde estás equivocado?
You can ask him, Jesus, so that's what revelation is. I get to see that I'm wrong all the time.
Jesús, esto es una revelación cuando me dices tú que yo estoy equivocado.
Yes.
Sí.
But then that, of course, is how you see that you are supreme happiness.
Pero esa es la forma como tú ves que eres la suprema felicidad.
Because as all those concepts and ideas fall away,
porque todas esas ideas y conceptos desaparecen.
What you are is just here. It seems like, oh, what a surprise, it's here.
Y entonces lo que tú eres simplemente está aquí y dice, ah, qué sorpresa, está aquí.
But it's seeing that supreme happiness is what is. That's it.
Porque la suprema felicidad es lo que es.
That period.
Y punto.
I'm still waiting for the lights to go out somewhere on this.
Y aún estoy esperando que la luz surja de alguna manera en esto.
Look outside, that mountain is gone.
A ver si, mirar, a ver si esa montaña se desapareció.
You know, it's like, oh my gosh, the world's going to end and that mountain's going to go away.
Entonces el mundo se va a acabar y esta montaña se va a desaparecer.
For a time, it will be there. You'll just be ridiculously happy. It's
Por
not,
un tiempo van a seguir estando ahí, pero igual tú vas a estar ridículamente feliz.
your happiness won't, it does not depend on what color that sunset is out there.
Tu felicidad no depende de cómo está el atardecer allá afuera.
That's a realization too.
Esa es una revelación, una realización también.
That's revelatory.
Eso es revelatorio también.
But it takes purification first to get to the point of seeing, oh, wait, my happiness has nothing to do with what's happening in this world.
Pero requiere mucha purificación para darte cuenta que tu felicidad no tiene que ver nada con lo que está pasando allá afuera en el mundo.
So along the way, you might have little discoveries, right? We've all had that along the way.
A lo largo del camino puedes tener ciertos descubrimientos, todos los hemos tenido.
I remember I was holding on to a phone and an iPad.
Yo recuerdo que tenía un teléfono y un iPad.
Okay. And I was looking at those two and kind of contemplating.
Y entonces estaba mirando los dos y estaba como contemplándolos.
And I just realized relativity is impossible.
Y luego me di cuenta que la relatividad es imposible.
It's like there's nothing relative to something else except in an idea.
No hay nada relativo con otra cosa porque simplemente es una idea. Es solo una idea.
I'm asking, it's all quantum, you know?
Estoy preguntando, esto es cuántico.
You can call it that, it's all interconnected.
Y habla de que todo está conectado.
You know, the absolute reality just is.
Pero la absoluta realidad simplemente es.
But a helpful step is to see that everything's connected, meaning that there's no little separation of anything.
Ver que todo está conectado es darnos cuenta que no hay ni una pequeña separación.
Like string theory.
Como la teoría de...
String theory and quantum mechanics points to all the connectedness of all things.
Como de las cuerdas. La teoría de cuerdas que dice que todo está conectado.
Like, you know, the butterfly effect kind of thing. This happens here, and so, it doesn't quite work that way, but
entonces que aquí la mariposa está volando, esto no funciona muy así.
It's just all pointing to there's no separation. It's just an idea. It's not possible.
En ver simplemente que no hay separación, que no es una idea posible, que no es real.
So its point in A Course in Miracles is you can have glimpses.
Él dice en el curso de milagros que podemos tener destellos.
You want to see that you're the revelation.
Pero tú tienes que darte cuenta que tú eres la revelación.
I'm asking him, yeah, that's what he said. You know, and the way he's saying you do that is through contemplating light and release, forgive.
Entonces, la forma es contempla la luz y liberas, perdonas.
Until you have to admit that one, you're doing it all to yourself.
Y luego cuando te das cuenta que todo te lo estás haciendo a ti mismo.
I can't emphasize this enough. Jesus, can I talk about
No puedo enfatizar lo suficiente al respecto. Le estoy preguntando a Jesús si puedo hablar de esto.
you know, because I could see along the way, I'd say to myself, God, this just sucks.
Yo me acuerdo que durante el proceso del camino, yo dije, uy, esto es una cosa
Okay,
muy difícil.
There's time that you're going to say it. Look, okay, you're going to say that.
Tú vas a decir eso, esto es
You might
jodido.
even say it's horrific, okay, or whatever.
Y o al menos van a decir esto es horrorífico.
But as soon as you see that you chose all of it, you are not talking about that. Because you know you chose it and you're just ridiculously happy.
Pero entonces tú no vas a hablar de eso, pero cuando veas que tú te lo estás haciendo a ti mismo,
know,
vas a ser ridículamente feliz.
You're only going to be pointing to, oh my gosh, those miracles are everything.
Entonces eso te va a apuntar a decir, uy, los milagros son todo, son lo son todo.
I chose every experience, and not only that, so if I experience whatever I was experiencing, I was choosing it.
Y cualquier cosa que estoy experimentando, me doy cuenta que yo la he escogido.
You know, just, oh man, energy releases and this and that, and whatever playing consciousness.
Y entonces comienzas a liberar energía de cualquier juego que sea en la conciencia.
Okay, but you're just learning your lesson. Look, I finally learned my lesson. I was choosing it.
Entonces finalmente aprendí mi lección, lo escogí.
The power is always in the mind not to choose it.
El poder siempre está en la mente de no elegirlo.
No order of difficulty of miracles, so you're just a miracle away from the solution.
Entonces no hay grado de dificultad en los milagros y hay un milagro esperando para darte la solución.
But as long as there's beliefs in order of difficulty of miracles,
pero inmediatamente hay creencia en orden de dificultad los milagros.
See, he reveals things to you when you follow.
Y entonces él te revela esto cuando lo sigues.
You can ask Jesus, is following essential to revelatory experience? Yes.
Jesús, seguirte es esencial para la revelación, para una experiencia de revelación.
He cannot reveal everything to you, or you will not let yourself see it. Let's put it that way.
Pongámoslo de esta manera, tú no vas a permitir que te sea mostrado.
Because not following every single thing is refusing to see something in your mind.
Porque cuando te rehusas a seguirlo, es rehusarte a ver algo en tu mente que te quiere mostrar.
It's refusing to have the whole dream system just fall from the mind.
Es dejar que todo el sueño surja en tu mente, se mantenga en tu mente.
So if for revelation readiness,
para la revelación,
I am ready for revelation because I am going to follow everything you tell me to do because I want the truth, to see the truth.
Para estar listos para la revelación, entonces pueda seguirte porque estoy dispuesto a ver la verdad.
And contemplate light. You'll have some revelations that way.
Y contemplar la luz, y así vas a tener revelaciones de esa manera.
I'm talking to him flat out. The most revelations I've had is through following.
Las mayores revelaciones que he tenido ha sido a través de seguirlo.
That's why the ego will not follow.
Por eso es que el ego no sigue.
And then through purification, constant purification.
Pero a través de la constante purificación.
Because I couldn't have seen fully why the ego just fights that voice for God so hard.
Y yo no podía darme cuenta completamente por qué el ego quería pelear tan duro con esa voz.
Because as the mind is purified, the revelation came that turning back to listen to that voice is a symbol of remembering wholeness.
Porque
it's a symbol of remembering all the love of the Father, the voice for God. This is what the ego does not want to see.
Porque el ego, eso es lo que no quiere ver, porque esta voz es el recordatorio de todo el amor del Padre.
So every time even just referencing back to Jesus this way, this love, it's just this infinite love because it's a reminder of the Holy Communion. It's continual reminder of Holy Communion.
Porque seguir a Jesús es un recuerdo, un recuerdo constante de la Santa Comunión.
So I could read about it in A Course in Miracles.
Lo puedo leer en el curso de milagros.
I could quote the Course in Miracles.
Puedo citar el curso de milagros.
But without getting in there with him 100% and going, you know, I will not tolerate this playing my mind. That there's no way to see that.
Pero hasta que no, digamos, no tolero más este juego en mi mente, no hay forma de ver esto.
Because it starts out like, well, you know, first you don't want to hear the voice.
Primero que comienzas, no quiero escuchar la voz.
He's got to win you over.
Me va a eliminar.
Well, me. I'll speak about me because
Yo puedo hablar acerca de mí.
I don't want to talk to you at all.
No quiero hablarte para nada.
It didn't look so good for you the way it turned out with the crucifixion.
Creo que no te fue muy bien con lo de la crucifixión.
Let's see, what other thing?
¿Qué otra cosa? Miremos a ver.
But without like trusting him and cleaning out and refusing to accept anything other than miracles.
Pero desde que se comience a limpiar y no nos rehusemos a los milagros.
Like I said, you can read the course. Go ahead and read it. Go ahead and quote it. Share the quotes. Tell everybody what it means.
Porque tú puedes leer el curso, citar, dar todas sus citas, decirle a todos qué significa.
But when you just, okay, that voice from God is Holy Communion.
Pero cuando te das cuenta que esa voz de Dios es Santa Comunión,
it's ongoing song of prayer going on in there.
Es una continua canto de la oración.
And that just, with all that stuff in the mind, it's just too obscured.
Porque con todas estas cosas en la mente es muy oscurecedor.
You know, it's too, we created a bottleneck to our own seeing.
Es una batalla que no.
Bottleneck. Bottleneck is skinny, so nothing can get through it, you know? A bottle has a thin neck. There's a big volume in a keg of, in a bottle of beer. When you go to pour it, though, it has to go through a little outlet. So it slows the thing down. If it had, you know, when you open up, then it comes out, it flows. We have to be willing to see these plays of being unwilling to see.
Tenemos que estar dispuestos a ver este juego de no estar dispuestos a ver.
We're so much more holy than that.
Hay mucha santidad en esto.
The refusal to see, actually.
Hay más santidad y de rehusarnos a esto.
The only thing that's happening when we're not following or not accepting miracles is refusal to see.
Cuando no aceptamos los milagros es porque nos estamos rehusando a ver.
You know, following is really faith in yourself. It's beyond that, actually.
Seguir es tener fe, es incluso más allá de eso.
This is really stepping into divine power.
Eso es mantenernos en el poder divino.
And ceasing to play small.
Y dejar de jugar a la pequeñez.
That's all that's happening here.
Porque eso es todo lo que está pasando aquí.
Is to find every which way to block revelation.
es buscar todas las formas de bloquear la revelación.
Staying in a safe little place, you know, I'm going to
Mantenernos en
keep
un lugar seguro,
my safe little world.
mi mundo seguro.
You can have all kinds of plays in consciousness. Oh, we're infinite. Oh my gosh, there's such a big universe out there.
Y puedes tener estos juegos en la conciencia. Esto es infinito. Oh, mira todos los mundos que hay ahí.
But you can ask them, you'll still be in the play of consciousness.
Pero puedes preguntar, ¿aún estás en el juego de la conciencia?
And we're so much, it's having faith in ourselves, really.
En verdad es tener fe en nosotros mismos.
You know, that always fascinated me, that statement, God takes the last step.
Siempre me ha fascinado la frase, Dios da el último paso.
I kept waiting for him. God, come get me.
Aún estoy esperando que Dios venga y me atrape.
But he takes the last step because you have to step forward and claim what's yours first.
Pero es el último paso porque primero tú te tienes que mantener en tu postura.
God actually took the first step.
Pero en verdad Dios toma el primer paso.
If you can call it that anyway.
Si lo puedes llamar tú así, de todas maneras.
Because he made you perfect and whole. And
porque Él te hizo perfecto y pleno.
And so at no time does he rescind that.
Y en ningún tiempo se puede renunciar a esto.
But in terms of revelation,
pero en términos de la revelación,
to fully recognize what's already here.
Porque es un reconocimiento de que todo ya está aquí.
Which is supreme happiness.
Que eso es suprema felicidad.
It's the commitment to the purification, to miracles. It's miracle commitment.
Entonces es el compromiso a los milagros.
It's a commitment not to have any miracles be different. It's all the same.
Es el compromiso a ver que todos los milagros son lo mismo.
It's a commitment to a squeaky mind, no matter what it takes.
Es el compromiso a tener una mente totalmente limpia.
You know, it's trust and beyond trust.
Es confiar en más allá de la confianza.
It's perfect trust. Oh.
Es una perfecta confianza.
So that you can see that the holy instant doesn't have any trust, it just is.
Ver que el instante santo no hay ninguna confianza, simplemente es.
But for a time in the play of consciousness, trust is invaluable because you're trusting in your self as God made you.
Pero en el tiempo la confianza es invaluable porque es confiar en lo que Dios hizo.
And we're so worthy of that. Oh my gosh, we're so
y somos muy dignos de eso.
So yeah, it seems to come back to that every time.
Así que parece que vamos a volver esto muchas veces.
The little Jesus tune called Trust and Follow Me.
El pequeño Jesús que dice, confía en mí.
But in that you will find, as I've said before, it will be your direct experience.
Pero si tú lo sigues vas a tener tu directa experiencia.
That everything in that book is true.
De que todo lo que se ha dicho en ese curso es verdad.
And I've said this before, you know, there's so many freaking arguments going on about what version of the book and
y bueno, he visto todos estos argumentos acerca de cuál es la versión del curso.
Ask Jesus, it doesn't matter.
Pregúntale a Jesús, no importa.
It's only to get you far enough where you're going to talk to him and get him to coach you in purification of your mind.
No importa porque simplemente te sirve para que te lleve hasta donde comienzas a escucharlo a él y él comienza a entrenarte para purificar la mente.
But without really stepping into revelation readiness, like light circles or these other assignments.
Pero hasta que no te mantengas en estos círculos de luz y estas asignaciones,
Course quotes are very beautiful, no doubt about it.
no hay duda que las quotes, que las frases del curso son muy valiosas.
They're stunning. We know they're stunning.
Sabemos que son increíbles.
But you want the revelatory experience in every bit of you to just.
Pero si tú quieres una experiencia revelatoria en cada una de tus células,
You know, the revelation that Jesus is going to take you home if you'll let him.
Y la revelación de que Jesús te va a llevar a casa si tú le permites.
The revelation that happiness is not wanted.
La revelación de que la felicidad no es querida, no la quieres.
And therefore it's not the continual experience.
Y por eso es que no es una continua experiencia.
Oh my gosh. Jesus, do I relish saying no to myself?
Jesús, disfruto decirle no a mi ser.
And you just go until he clears your mind and you never say no to the love that you are anymore.
Y entonces veas hasta que no, dejas de decir no a todo el amor que tú eres.
Like the revelation that there's no value in not accepting miracles.
Como la revelación de que no es valioso no aceptar los milagros.
Like the last few nights, like if someone had said to me, oh, you relish an experience of avoiding miracles.
Como en las últimas noches
It's like,
que han dicho, tú evades aceptar los milagros.
it's like, what are you talking about?
¿De qué estás hablando?
And then you talk to Jesus and go, I don't want one shred of a miracle in my subconscious mind, not one.
Y vamos con Jesús y le preguntamos y nos damos cuenta que no queremos ni un tricito los milagros.
The revelation that this is an addiction.
La revelación de que esto es una adicción.
The revelation that all these plays in consciousness are finite and you are infinite.
Ver que todos estos juegos en la conciencia son finitos y que tú eres infinito.
The revelation that you have the power to say no to it.
La revelación de que tú tienes el poder de decir no a eso.
You have the power to choose for God.
Que tienes el poder de elegir a Dios, por Dios.
The revelation that God doesn't make anything other than happiness.
La revelación de que Dios no hace nada más que la felicidad.
The revelation that I and my Father are one.
La revelación de que
And
yo y el
beyond,
Padre somos uno y más allá de eso.
that was only an idea that you could ever be apart.
Que solo fue una idea de creer que puedes estar separado de él.
The revelation that I am not a body, I am free.
La revelación de que no soy un cuerpo, soy libre.
The revelation that the prodigal son is always welcome to the kingdom.
La revelación de que el hijo pródigo siempre es bienvenido al reino.
That there's nothing the son could do that would separate him from the father.
Que no hubo nada que el hijo haya hecho que lo haya separado del padre.
The revelation about what God's will really is.
La revelación de qué es la voluntad de Dios en verdad.
Like the storyline that God's will is whether I suffer or not, you know.
La revelación de que en la línea de tiempo creemos que la voluntad de Dios es que si sufro o no sufro.
I could see that play, you know, when a being would go, okay, God's will, whatever God's will be done, like something's going to happen to you and it's God's will.
Entonces vemos estas historias donde alguien dice, esto es la voluntad de Dios.
The abject power of the revelation that God's will doesn't, it's not a verb, it's a happiness, it is an is.
Ver que la voluntad de Dios no es un verbo, simplemente es un hecho.
God's will isn't, okay, here's what's going to happen to you because it's God's will.
Porque entonces esto es lo que te va a pasar a ti porque esta es la voluntad de Dios.
It's God's will.
La voluntad de Dios es,
it's done already.
Ya
You
está.
are happiness. That is God's will.
Ya está dada. Tú eres felicidad.
With a period after. The
con el
unchanging fact.
Punto y ya.
The fact that you are happiness.
El hecho de que ya eres felicidad.
That revelation.
Esa es la revelación.
And Jesus is going, and I'll tell you what the facts are.
Y Jesús te dice, te va a mostrar dónde están los hechos.
The revelation that he's the only one that knows what the real facts are.
La revelación de que él es el único que sabe cuáles son los hechos.
And that, you know, the revelation that, for me at least, there's no way out of this. I couldn't fight my way out of a paper bag without this guy.
Como que no tenía una forma, esto es para mí, no tenía una forma como de salir de esto.
You know, yeah, wow. Mm-hmm. How you can see it. I'm talking about this.
Estoy hablando
with
con
él. I can see the shift in my mind where it became a must. The revelation that it's a must to follow him.
Llegó un punto en mi mente donde la revelación estaba sujeta a que tenía que seguirlo.
The
Era una
revelation,
obligación seguirlo.
the revelation that I was not getting out of this mess I made for myself without this one's help.
La revelación de que no podía salir de este desastre que he hecho por mi cuenta, sino con su ayuda.
The revelation that transcending this world is the only value.
La revelación de que trascender este mundo es lo único valioso.
Is the only use of time. Oh, it's just
Eso es el único uso del tiempo.
like the joy that comes.
El gozo que viene de esto.
Those are all worth having for sure.
What?
They're all worth having, all those revelations.
Todos tenemos estas revelaciones. Todos hemos tenido estas revelaciones.
But it's like not in the think I know category, in the, I call it grokking. I mean, it's just.
No en la categoría que creemos. Yo lo llamo en la asimilación.
It's a fact of God. You
Es
see
un
the
hecho,
facts of God.
Es un hecho de Dios, los hechos de Dios.
The fact of God that you are made holy, whole, and complete.
El hecho de Dios de que te hizo santo, sano y pleno.
The fact of God that you are happiness.
El hecho de Dios de que eres felicidad.
Those are facts.
Todos estos
You
son
want to know
hechos.
those for yourself, not
Tú los vas a querer conocer por ti mismo.
to see that they're facts, they're immutable.
Ver que estos hechos son inmutables,
They're
Incambiables.
non-negotiable.
que no son negociables.
You want to have, see, happiness is seeing the non-negotiable nature
La felicidad es ver lo que no, la naturaleza no negociable
of divine nature,
de la divina naturaleza.
the non-negotiable nature that there's no order of difficulty of miracles.
El hecho de que no hay grado de dificultad en los milagros.
The the divine power that you have to no longer choose against yourself.
El divino poder que tienes de no seguir eligiendo en contra tuya.
The fact that Jesus will reveal to you in your willingness
El hecho de que Jesús te revelará en tu voluntad
all the blocks to the awareness of love.
Todos los bloqueos a la conciencia del amor.
Because in the play of consciousness, you'll see this play.
Porque en el juego de la conciencia, tú ves este juego.
The ego will go, I don't trust that he is going to take me all the way.
Yo no confío que él me vaya a llevar todo el camino.
The only thing you can be sure of in this world is he's going to take you all the way.
La única cosa que puedes estar seguro en este mundo es que él te va a llevar todo el camino.
That's revelatory.
Eso es revelatorio.
That's revelatory.
Eso es revelatorio.
That's like a celebration.
Eso es celebración.
We're so worth it.
Somos tan dignos de esto.
So I'm feeling, oh gosh, so much love in this. Thank you, all beloveds.
Gracias a todos amados.
Because I'm going to come back here. Let me see.
Entonces voy a volver aquí.
Look how many beloveds are here. It's so touching.
Ver cuántos amados.
I have to take
Es
this.
muy. Me toca esto.
Okay, so I want to come over here.
Vamos a venir aquí.
Technology.
Tecnología.
Woohoo! And oh my gosh, and hear from the beloveds here if you have any questions.
Y entonces, a ver si alguno de los amados tiene alguna pregunta.
That you would lay your gifts upon all of us. You can just raise your hand.
Pueden simplemente levantar su mano.
Oh, here's one. Oh, Lynn. Hi, beloved.
Hola, Lina. Hola, amada.
Oh,
Hi.
oh.
Thank you for this.
Gracias por esto.
So the Course seems to distinguish between a holy instant and a revelatory experience, and you seem to say that they were the same thing, so I'm a little confused about that.
Yo sentía que tenía el concepto de la revelación diferente al instante santo, pero tú dices que es lo mismo y estoy un poco confundida acerca de eso.
Okay, so they're not the same thing.
Ellos no son la misma cosa.
What I'm saying, if you contemplate the holy instant, then you can have revelatory experiences.
Entonces, si tú contemplas, lo que digo es que si tú contemplas el instante santo, puedes tener experiencias revelatorias ahí.
The recognition of the holy instant itself
El reconocimiento del instante santo en sí mismo
can be a revelatory because it's revealed. Suddenly you recognize, wait a minute, there's something here, you know.
Simplemente el instante santo puede ser una experiencia revelatoria porque te revela algo que, mira, algo que está aquí.
But they are different.
Pero ellos son diferentes.
They are different.
Son
I
diferentes.
don't know if that cleared it up, but
No sé si esto lo clarificó.
okay, you could put it this way.
Lo puedes poner de esta manera.
Talking to Jesus. about
Estoy hablando
something.
con Jesús de esto.
The holy instant
El instante santo
is a glimpse of what you are.
es un destello de lo que tú eres.
Okay, it's the sudden it's the recognition that there's something here that's infinite, unchanging, timeless.
Es el reconocimiento de que hay algo aquí que es infinito, inmutable y que no está afectado por el tiempo.
Okay, and so when you contemplate that, you could say it becomes more real to you. We could put it that way.
Y lo podemos poner de esta manera, se comienza a volver más real para ti.
It becomes more real that there's something here that's unchanging.
Y se vuelve más real de que aquí hay algo que no cambia.
Okay, it's the only reality.
Que es la única realidad.
Okay, but there are like little revelations along the way that,
Pero hay pequeñas revelaciones a lo largo del camino.
at first, when the first thing, I don't know, maybe others, but when I first saw the holy instant, it didn't come to me immediately, that's true reality.
Y lo digo por mí, cuando la primera vez vino el instante santo,
so I could recognize, okay, wow, there's something here that's, unchanging, infinite.
Puedo ver que hay algo aquí que es inmutable y que no cambia.
And somehow it's associated with love.
Y de alguna manera está asociado con el amor.
But it took a while for me to recognize, for it become revelatory that is all that is.
Pero me llevó un tiempo reconocer que eso es todo lo que es, que eso es todo lo que hay.
That's identity.
Eso es identidad.
But, like I said, I wasn't running around going, oh, that's me.
Yo no iba corriendo diciendo, mira, eso soy yo.
So it through the purification of the mind, it gets revealed, wait, that's the only reality.
Pero a través de la purificación de la mente te das cuenta que esa es tu verdadera realidad.
See, we can't totally obscure from the mind
No
the
podemos
truth
oscurecerla
of what we
totalmente de nuestra mente lo que somos.
The holy instant is the proof that we cannot fully obscure from the mind the truth.
Y el instante santo es la prueba de que no podemos oscurecer completamente de nuestra mente la verdad.
But we can, through the play of this dream, obscure that is the only reality.
Pero, say it again, okay.
We can obscure from the mind that is the only reality.
Pero no podemos oscurecer que esa es la única verdad.
So then it's through the purification of the mind.
Pero entonces a través de la purificación de la mente,
the concepts fall away.
Los conceptos se van.
That there is anything other than that.
Que no hay nada más que eso.
And it's somehow, I would see that holy instant, but at first when you see that thing, it's okay, that's nice to see. You might feel some peace when you're in it.
Y bueno, la primera vez que lo sientes, puedes sentir paz en esto cuando estás en el instante santo.
But I would say the real affiliation of that with infinite love, I could get glimpses of it. It's the same, it's mismo, it's the same as infinite love.
Eran como destellos de eso, pero darte cuenta de que eres en sí mismo eso es infinito amor.
It's the same as infinite joy.
Que es lo mismo que infinito gozo.
That was not within my experience when I first noticed the holy instant.
Pero eso no fue mi experiencia al comienzo de mi experiencia con el instante santo.
And even over time.
Incluso después de un buen tiempo.
Even over time, it took a lot of, I would say from my experience, it took a lot of purification.
Lo puedo decir por mi experiencia que me tomó mucha purificación.
Of all the concepts that were obscuring that holy instant, that's love, that's just totality, that's the big kahuna.
Darme cuenta de que esto es la totalidad, de que esto lo es todo, el instante santo.
So we can see these things, but it takes a while to really kind of grok what that is.
Y podemos ver esto, pero se requiere que esto se asimile para ver qué es.
So over time, through the purification of the mind, it can be revealed. Wait a minute, that's the big kahuna.
Y de mucha purificación, para mí esto fue el gran kahuna.
Gran kahuna, the big kahuna.
Do you have to be in meditation to have a holy instant experience or revelation? I feel like I thought the course said you did,
tienes que estar en meditación para estar en el instante santo. o para
But
las
I felt like I had
revoluciones.
experienced it beyond, you know, in the world, like in the world, but not of it kind of a thing. Where
Pero he leído que la revelación es algo que te pasa, como más allá de, que viene de más allá, que
where
simplemente
everything seems so transformed.
que es una experiencia que transforma.
Yes, you can have that experience at any time, really.
Sí, tú puedes tener esas experiencias en
Okay.
cualquier momento.
So you don't need to have it in meditation.
Tú no necesitas tener esa experiencia en meditación.
I'm just suggesting that the meditation or setting aside a little time to, like, he gives you lesson 44 and lesson 189 to contemplate light. There's a reason for that.
Y entonces la lección 144, 189 se te han dado para que contemples desde la luz, y eso es lo que sugiero.
There's no limit to it. Of course, you can feel the trans and see the beauty in things, and all those things can happen. Yes.
Y no es que esto limite, simplemente puedes tener en cualquier momento una experiencia de esta belleza.
I mean, I have to ask him because he's the man with the plan. But
Entonces tengo que preguntarle a él porque él es el hombre del plan.
but it's just a suggestion. Then I've read it also in the course as well, and of this time spent in contemplating light, but you also need the purification too, for it to be a, let's just put it this way, to be a consistent experience. It's like we'll have openings and seeing things, but for joy to be a consistent experience, it requires the purification.
Para tener una consistente experiencia, se requiere mucha purificación.
And that's been my experience
Y
too.
eso ha sido mi experiencia.
Like I would get glimpses and recognitions and
Porque he tenido estos
revelations.
destellos, estos reconocimientos, estas revelaciones.
But I could see how important the purification
Pero puedo ver la importancia de la purificación.
is for the consistent experience.
Es para lograr una experiencia consistente.
That happiness is the natural state.
Que la felicidad es nuestro estado natural.
Yeah, thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you, Lynn. It's a beautiful question.
Es una hermosa pregunta.
We have to go to 2 pages just to make sure I can see everyone,
Creo que tengo que ir a 2 páginas para verlos a todos.
which is really beautiful.
Esto es hermoso.
Anyone else have a question?
¿Alguien más tiene alguna pregunta?
You know, there's really no intention here to make revelation any kind of special thing.
Aquí no hay ninguna intención de hacer la revelación como una cosa especial.
It's yours.
Es tuya,
You know, it's yours.
es tuya.
Because like he said to me, you know, which is humbling, it's something that you already know in the truth of your being.
Porque como él me dijo a mí, eso es algo que tú ya sabes en lo profundo de tu ser.
But through the desire for the experience of something other than the truth of being,
Pero por el deseo de una experiencia diferente a ese verdadero ser.
okay, so that creates a little bit of a, you know, non-awareness of the truth.
Eso crea no estar consciente de la verdad.
And then our function is to provide the show me, to do the space for show me for Jesus.
Y entonces nuestra tarea es abrir espacio para que Él nos muéstrame, Jesús.
Yeah, the holy instance, everything.
El instante santo de lo es todo.
And I said to him, so Jesus, that's all we can take about is an instant of our identity.
Y Jesús, eso es lo que nos puede dar un instante de nuestra identidad.
Like that. He goes, yes, without purification.
Sí, él dice sí, porque sin purificación es lo único que se puede dar.
Mm. These light circles are so helpful, and I know so many of you know this.
Estos círculos son muy útiles y yo sé que muchos de ustedes lo saben.
I'm sure most of you could share almost an endless number of revelations of things he's revealed to you through the light circles.
Y yo sé que muchos de ustedes han tenido revelaciones a través de los círculos.
What I'm really appreciating about the course is like the steps, you know, the little steps of miracles, one miracle at a time.
Y lo que me encanta del curso es que él nos muestra que es un milagro a la vez.
And really how truly gentle this can be.
Y lo hermoso y gentil que puede ser esto.
These little revelations, the little seeings of the truth.
Estas pequeñas revelaciones, estas pequeñas vistas de la verdad.
In working with him.
Y trabajar con él.
Vani has her hand up. Okay.
Oh, she does good. I'm glad you can see her. Okay, Bonnie, you're on a different page. Let me find you.
Vani, estás en una página diferente. Déjame te busco.
How come I don't see your hand up, Bonnie?
No sé por qué no puedo ver tu mano.
Oh, wait, I'm looking on the wrong page. Oh, there you are.
Está Eva mirando en la página equivocada.
Okay. Hi, beloved.
Hi.
Hola, amada.
Hi. It just occurred to me when we are revealed things and we are able to see things in their truth, instead of being feeling serious and overwhelmed with it, like something heavy, something big has happened, how can we be light about it? Like you laugh at things so much. How can we laugh at things more instead of being overwhelmed by heavy truth being exposed to us and feeling like we are too young for this, like we're too vulnerable, maybe? How can we laugh more?
¿Cómo me puedo reír más de todo esto?
That's a good question.
Esa es una muy buena pregunta.
Because I've been doing this since a few days. I've been laughing more, and I want to do more of this instead of feeling heavy about things being revealed to me.
Y a medida que hago esto más, me siento que estoy más relajada y me río más.
Yeah, it's really, it is helpful to laugh. Well, because
es muy útil reírse.
Well, Jesus is going, why wait? Don't wait.
Jesús.
Because you can see the lightness of it. The challenge with laughter is if we judge the judger.
El tema de la risa es que si tú juzgas al juzgador.
Oh, thank you for, he just keeps talking to me about innocence. See your innocence, then you can laugh.
Entonces él me dice que veas tu inocencia y ahí te puedes reír.
He would just show me, how much I would just relish something, and I just started laughing.
Y ver cuánto disfruto todo esto, simplemente me comenzaba a reír de ver cómo lo disfruto.
Oh, it's such a gift to be reminded of this, not to make it real.
Y es muy importante el recordatorio que no lo hagamos real.
You can trust, you can have a neutrality about this whole thing.
Y tú puedes tener esta neutralidad acerca de cualquier cosa.
Okay, and I get it too, because man, I shared my baby picture with everyone here. I was serious from the time I was born.
Y yo
Really?
les mostré esta foto cuando yo era niña,
Okay.
porque yo nací en Seria.
I put it in the our little yogi group here because man, those two little blue eyes were like, it was looking like the world was tough at about 6 months there.
Y tengo esta imagen en el grupo de los yogis donde estaban ahí estos ojos azules, pero
But you will see that too. As more and more, just keep clearing, holding Jesus' hand.
y entonces si te mantienes clarificando, cogido de la mano de Jesús,
He's so funny too. He knows your funny bone better than you do.
y entonces él sabe, él es muy divertido,
He would just crack me up. He still cracks me up.
y yo sé que aún me sigue,
You know, I think I told you guys that I was, looking at a headache, and I mean, it was one of those really horrendous ones. Okay.
y este es uno de los así poderosos
But
de
it's like-
Jesús, cuando estaba mirando mi dolor de cabeza.
I'm going to see this no matter what. I don't care what it takes. It's like that.
Voy a ver esto, no me importa que me requiera.
And right in the
que me
middle
exija.
of it, he's talking to, I'm just determined to hear his voice. Like, I don't care. I'm going to hear his voice.
No me importaba, decía, voy a escuchar tu voz, voy a escuchar tu voz.
And he says to me, you think you have a head.
Y él me dice, ¿tú crees que tienes cabeza?
So yeah, you'll see it as more and more of,
Es
of
más
these
y más.
desires fall away.
Cuando los deseos se van, se desvanecen.
Okay, I have to just turn something down here because it's,
Tengo que bajar aquí el sonido porque tenemos el eco.
okay. So as more and more these desires fall away,
Entonces, cuando estos deseos se van desvaneciendo,
especially when you start taking a couple of them deep, he would just something that was like, I really wanted it so bad, like control, okay? And
yo era como un troll que quería profundamente ver esto.
I would just be sitting around and start laughing like a loon for no reason whatsoever. I don't know if any of you are having that experience. You just start laughing for no reason.
Y me acuerdo una vez que estaba simplemente riendo sin ninguna razón.
And believe me, you do not need to have a reason to laugh. You can laugh like a loon.
Mira, y te vas a dar cuenta que no requieres ninguna razón para reírte.
But the reason I just started laughing at so many things is every time I would say something, I knew he was right,
Y porque cada vez que yo decía algo, yo
You know?
sabía que él estaba en lo correcto. Y eso
I'd
me
be
hacía reír.
reminded of another time when he showed me I was wrong.
Y porque le mostraba muchas veces y él mostraba cuando,
That's why I laugh so
cuando yo estaba equivocada.
Because it's just every time I say something that he tells me, it seems to come through my mouth because it's for me, right, to learn. I just see he's right again. He's always right.
Y me daba cuenta que cada cosa que surgía de esto, de mí, yo tenía que decirle, sí, Jesús, tienes toda la razón.
But you'll
Tú
see,
estás en lo correcto.
you'll see it as these desires start to clear. You will, it's just, it'll be funny.
Va a ser muy divertido cuando comienzas a limpiar todos estos deseos.
But he's telling me, really, you don't have to laugh. Just be with him, in partner. He's been talking to me about collaboration, how miracles are a collaboration with him.
Y ser un partner de él y estar en una colaboración completa con él. Él dice que los milagros son un tema de colaboración.
And just see it like, okay, I'm coming together. I'm in a collaboration with Jesus and my brother, and we are going to heaven, and just be determined. That's where you want to put all your determination.
Y ahí es donde debes poner toda tu determinación. Vienes con tu hermano y que te muestre todo, y esa es la determinación.
I'm going to get my miracle.
Voy a obtener mi milagro.
And then see how funny it is when he shows, at least he showed me. I didn't even know when I was getting miracles. That was humble.
Eso fue muy útil porque me dijo que ni siquiera me daba cuenta cuando recibía los milagros.
Or I'd ask him, Jesus, did I get a miracle on that?
Y a veces le decía, Jesús, ¿obtuve milagro en eso?
And he'd say no. And
Y
then
él
I'd have
decía
to
no.
laugh. Because
Y luego me reía.
so it can be really, I'm asking, it can be really light.
Pueden preguntarle, esto puede ser muy ligero.
It can be really light.
Puede ser muy ligero.
Thank you for answering my
Yeah.
question.
Imani, you're
Gracias.
so dedicated. It's beautiful.
Vani, eres muy dedicada. Es muy hermoso eso.
Yeah, just keep listening to him. He'll crack you up. I'll tell you, he will absolutely crack you up.
Y solo manténgase escuchándolo. Sé que ustedes van a asimilar todo esto.
I'm just asking him too, if there's a belief that we're guilty about something, you know,
Estoy
hidden down there.
preguntándole a él si hay un deseo de culpa escondido ahí por debajo.
I'm asking him if my baby pictures are so serious because
Estoy preguntándole acerca de mi foto de cuando era niña y que era muy
you
seria.
know, even at 6 months, you know, somewhere guilt was in there.
Incluso a los 6 meses algo, una culpa ahí ya había.
You can ask them too, just if
Porque
they really
usted le
see,
puede preguntar también.
because everybody can hear it, you know.
Porque todos pueden escucharlo.
Was she serious? Because she was already in a state of guilt at 6 months.
Ella estaba seria porque ya estaba en estado de culpa a los 6 meses, pregunta.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. The more you see it's not true, the more you can laugh.
Entre más te das cuenta que esto no es verdad, más te ríes.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. Because he's reminding me, do not make these things real and then
Él
try
me
to
está
forgive them.
recordando de no hagas esto real y luego trates de perdonarlo.
This is such an important point here.
Este es un importante punto aquí.
Oh my gosh, so many things. I'd make them real and then forgive them. I was that's self-torture. I was
Eso es
torturing myself.
autotortura, hacerlo real y luego tratar de perdonarlo.
It's a humbling journey. See, the
Es
more
un-
humble, the more you're going to laugh. Really.
Entre más humilde, más te vas a reír.
The more he shows you how wrong you are, the more you're going to laugh.
Entre más le digas, sí, Jesús, yo estoy equivocada, más te vas a reír.
But the ego's going to tell you, oh, that's really bad. Don't look, don't look. No, you go ahead and look, then you're going to laugh.
Y el ego te va a decir, no mires, no mires, pero igual tú vas a mirar y te vas a reír.
Just keep joining. And the other
Solo
thing,
manténgase uniendo.
that's what
Únase.
your brother's given for, so you can laugh together at the untruth
Para
of this stuff.
eso es que te han dado tus hermanos, para que te rías con ellos.
Sometimes we just get the giggles around here about it.
Sometimes what?
We just get the giggles around here about it. We start giggling because it's funny.
Luego nos comenzamos a reír porque es muy divertido.
But I get it, you know, because when you're in it, it is not funny.
Pero yo
It
lo
just is not-
logré, pero en un momento no se siente tan feliz.
I get it too. It does not feel funny at all.
Que algunas veces no se
But-
siente para nada divertido.
You just hang on. I would just hang on to Jesus's feet. I didn't
Pero
care.
yo
I just
me
felt like I was on
mantenía-
fire. And I would hang on.
Yo me mantenía cogida de sus pies, así estuviera en fuego.
And you just hang on to your mighty companion.
Así que agárrese de su compañero poderoso.
And then you'll see. Just
Y
trust
bien,
and keep following.
y manténgase uniéndose.
And then you'll be laughing at everything because you'll
Y
see.
luego te vas a reír de todo.
Yeah, you'll see it.
Lo verás, tú ya lo verás.
This has been beautiful. Thank you so much.
Gracias.
Yeah, this, you know, this energy around desires, it's a heavy burden.
Y esta energía alrededor de los deseos es muy pesada.
It's like having a 1,000-pound gorilla on your chest.
Es como tener un gorila de 100 libras en
But
su pecho.
You'll see that is he's coaching you, because he talks about how tension is created by diversion of the miracle.
Ver que la tensión es creada por la desviación del milagro.
So the ego, we're so tight.
Porque el ego, estamos muy así, muy tensos.
Because all the miracle constipation.
Por toda la constipación, por todo el estreñimiento de milagros.
Okay. That you'll see is you really learn to go with him. You do not pass go, you go directly. Okay, I have that. Show me how much I like it. Okay.
Pero si te agarras de él, le dices, muéstrame cuánto me gusta esto.
The more determined you are to have a miracle.
Entre más determinado estés a tener un milagro,
the ego is going to try to place value, but you place no value on any desire. It's like, I am not valuing that. I am getting my miracle.
Porque el ego va a querer poner valor a esto y tú vas a tener que decirle, no voy a poner más valor en esto y voy a obtener mi milagro.
And you just lie back and let him show you, reveal to you the relishing.
Y luego vas a dejar que él te revele el disfrute.
I'm starting to go on just talking about this, releasing. You just start releasing all that that tension.
Y entonces comienzas a liberar toda esta tensión, como yo ahora que estoy bostezando, liberando esto.
It's like sheer, some of these deep ones, it's like sheer relief.
Es como una liberación.
It's like, I just would feel like the relief. I didn't even see how much tension I was carrying around.
No me daba cuenta de toda la tensión que estaba cargando, y esto es una liberación.
And it's like when that heavy weight is off your chest, then you're more likely to laugh like a lunatic. I don't know why.
Y entonces cuando vas quitando este peso de tu pecho, vas a divertirte más.
Well, then, without judgment. See, judgment is serious.
Sí. And sin juicio, porque el juicio es serio.
Everybody stands, yes, Your Honor, and stand at attention.
Y hay gente que está como tensa.
You can ask him, Jesus, is God's court a happy place?
Podemos preguntar,
Is God's higher court?
La corte de Dios is
that a happy place?
Es un lugar feliz.
So just notice that you're down the hall in the court of hell down there, and leave that one and come over to God's court.
Y porque tú estás en la corte del infierno en lugar de ir a la corte del cielo.
Just go, oh, I'm in the wrong place. I must need to go down the hall into God's holy higher court of happiness down there.
Entonces debes decir, creo que estoy en la corte equivocada, voy a la corte de donde Dios, la corte de la felicidad.
My bad.
Debe estar
Get yourself down that hallway.
Salte de ahí.
Right to the supreme happiness court.
A la suprema felicidad, la corte de la suprema felicidad.
If you're standing next to Jesus, this will not be serious.
Si te mantienes con Jesús, esto no va a ser una cosa seria.
I'm talking to Jesus about that.
Estoy hablando con Jesús acerca de eso.
Oh my gosh. I can see how many times I forgot who is walking with us, for crying out loud.
Y no me acuerdo cuántas veces olvidé con quién estaba andando.
Consciousness, and I'm hanging my head.
Como el símbolo más grandioso de la conciencia.
We're talking to Jesus, you guys.
Tú estás hablando con Jesús.
And I'd be, we're just funny. That's all there is to it. God gives us everything, and we just do our best not to, admit it.
Y nosotros, Dios nos ha dado todo y nosotros hacemos todo no hacemos todo para admitirlo.
But then, he shows you everything. You just laugh about it because you saw
y él te muestra todo y luego te ríes.
So I just asked him, Jesus, so when I started talking to you, things got funnier. Yes, I can see it now,
Cuando comienzo a hablarte, me comienzo a volver más feliz. Y escucho que sí.
Yeah, I can see that. The things
Yo
got
puedo
a
ver
lot
eso.
funnier when I started talking to him full time.
Entonces todo se comienza a volver más divertido cuando comienzo a hablar con él.
Okay, let's jump in there on that.
Así que lancémonos a eso.
Yeah, he's giving me the talk like, well, since unhappiness comes from not talking to me, it's probably.
Entonces, desde que la infelicidad viene de no hablar conmigo, dice,
He's always right.
él siempre está en lo correcto.
He's always right.
Él
Thank God.
siempre está en lo correcto, gracias a Dios.
That's another revelation. Let's add that to our revelatory list we want to have.
Entonces, esa es otra revelación y vamos a tener una lista de
We
revelaciones.
want to grok at the deepest level that Jesus is always right.
Tenemos que asimilar lo que Jesús siempre está en lo correcto.
And then it's funny when he's right and we're
Y
wrong.
luego es divertido cuando él está en lo correcto.
These are good. Keep them coming. I can say it's just from, I'm grateful. It's for me.
Estoy muy agradecida, es para mí.
Don't you see, every time we go back and ask Jesus a question,
Cada vez que nos hacemos al lado y le hacemos una pregunta a Jesús,
at first I could see it was kind of neutral and it seemed better over time.
y había como esa neutralidad.
First, I didn't want anything to do with that voice. Oh,
Primero no quería
yeah.
saber nada de esa voz.
and then, it's just, every time you talk to him, it's just pure, infinite love.
Y ahora cada vez que hablas con esa voz es puro infinito amor.
That's a revelation worth having.
Eso es una revelación.
That's what's so funny, that we would argue against. I mean,
Es muy divertido que estamos peleando en contra de.
that's what's hilarious. I started seeing, I'm arguing for hell. I'm arguing to keep hell for myself.
Estoy peleando por mantener el infierno para mí mismo.
Every time I'm not following, I'm arguing to keep hell for myself. That's a revelation worth having.
Cada vez que no seguimos, estamos peleando por el infierno y eso es una revelación.
We're going to heaven together, you guys. There's no way
Vamos
to
al
go wrong.
cielo juntos, todos.
There is
No hay
just,
no hay otra manera.
we are given in holy purpose together.
Entonces hemos sido dados en propósito santo todos juntos.
This is our function.
Esta es nuestra función.
Now let's get to that happy laughter.
Así que vayamos a obtener nuestra sonrisa feliz.
Okay, any other questions?
¿Alguna otra pregunta?
Anybody here have any questions or any
¿Alguien aquí
observations? Or
tiene alguna pregunta o alguna observación?
you can share oh my gosh, there's so much love in this. You can share what Jesus has revealed to you. That's what the whole Light Brigade is about, is to share what you're discovering about.
Y ustedes pueden compartir aquí experiencias revelatorias, porque para eso es la Brigada de la Luz, para compartir esas revelaciones.
It is a revelatory to admit we're wrong.
Es una revelación admitir que estamos equivocados.
Okay, so Renee,
Yeah,
did you want to say something?
yeah, well, I was just asking about sharing revelation.
Estaba hablando si podía compartir una revelación.
Because I had heard a couple.
Y he escuchado algunas.
Okay, so the first thing about, of course, sharing anything is you want to ask Jesus, what do you want me to say?
Y acerca de compartir, siempre debemos preguntarle a Jesús, ¿qué debo compartir?
Because the thing I've learned about sometimes he's going to tell you to keep those revelations to yourself.
Porque
Okay.
muchas veces él te dice que esas revelaciones las mantengas
Not you, I mean,
para ti, o sea,
all of us.
para todos nosotros.
Because and Muji would say this too.
Porque Muji diría esto.
The ego's favorite job to do is conceptualize a revelation and make it a concept.
Porque el ego va a querer conceptualizar la revelación y volverla a un concepto.
And then talk like it thinks it knows something about it.
Y luego hablar como si supieras que sabes acerca de eso.
So you want to make sure that bird fully, you just be with that revelation, what he has revealed to you. This is Andy, this is good.
Eso es un deber, simplemente mantenerse en la revelación.
You know, and just let it just really percolate, incubate.
Dejarla como incubar.
And then, you know, when it's yours, he'll tell you when we fully assimilated and accepted it, like in grokking it. Does that make
Cuando
sense?
la hayas asimilado completamente, la hayas
You-
envuelto como parte de ti, ya él te dirá,
like it penetrates to the core of your being.
como que haya penetrado hasta al centro de tu ser.
And then he'll tell you the right time to speak of it.
Y luego él te va a dar el perfecto tiempo para compartirla.
Because you will speak with the authority of God, because it'll be given for you to do that.
Y porque vas a hablar con la autoridad de Dios, porque ha sido dada para eso.
You know, because it will be your function.
Porque
Somehow. I don't know
esa
exactly
será
how it works, but
su función.
you know, because it's not the words, it's where we come from. It's speaking that voice of wholeness is given by him.
No es de dónde viene esta voz que hablamos de él.
And the ego it loves going into that teaching mode. I get that. I get that.
Y sé que al ego le encanta entrar en ese modo de enseñar.
But really, a true revelation this is such a good conversation. Thanks, Renee.
Esto es una muy buena conversación. Gracias, René.
A true revelation it's when you express it, it's a celebration of all the love that you are.
Que cuando la expresas, esta revelación, que cuando la expresas es la expresión de todo el amor que tú eres.
How do you explain that? I don't
Es
know.
difícil explicar esto.
You know, it's not transient. Let's put it that way. It's not, you're so clear on it. That's why I keep saying, keep with the purification. So when these things fully land the bird lands in the heart.
Y por eso él dice, mantente en la purificación y deja que esto aterrice en tu corazón.
And then he'll tell you when it's time.
Él te dirá cuándo es tiempo.
Okay.
It's like a sort of humility.
Incubating.
Keep incubating it.
Se siente incubarlo, se siente bien hacer eso.
I can't even explain it. Like, I know why Muji would say that now. I understand that.
Ni siquiera lo puedo explicar porque Muji lo dijo.
Yeah, that purification, I see it. He talks about this in A Course in Miracles. Now I understand that better.
Y ahora este tema de la purificación también lo entiendo mucho mejor a través del curso.
You know, you can talk about the Sat Guru.
No, que tú no puedes hablar del Santo Gurú.
But to express as a Sat Guru is something
Tienes
different.
que expresarte como el Santo Gurú. Eso es una cosa diferente.
I mean, without being a guru, you're not a guru.
No es como ser un gurú.
You're just celebrating.
Simplemente es una celebración.
Whatever you say is just a celebration. That's it.
Cualquier cosa que dices simplemente es una celebración.
It's not for anyone.
No es para nadie.
It's for you that expresses the celebration of all that you're given by God.
Es para ti, para expresarte todo el amor que ha sido dado por Dios.
So you're just happiness celebrating. That's it.
Es
Period.
la felicidad celebrándose y punto.
Amen.
Amén.
Okay, Bonnie, is your hand just up or you had another question?
Yeah, I just thought of another thing that seems to bother me.
Okay,
As more things are being revealed, I'm also kind of not kind of. I actually seem to be receiving ego backlash. So when I'm aware, when I'm awake, it's easier. It's definitely easier to deal with. But it happens that when I'm sleeping, and kind of not completely sleeping, I receive these reminders from the ego side that you have this to worry about, this is something to fear, this is something you have to go through, this is something you haven't decided on, and I lose sleep. But it also feels very disturbing going through the whole night, like the whole night. Sometimes it happens, I lose sleep, and then it takes a toll on my body. So if you could suggest something how to deal with that while I'm aware, so that it doesn't happen while I'm sleeping.
Que antes de irme a dormir
Thank
tengo
you.
esa sensación de que el ego llega con una cantidad de cosas y siento que no puedo dormir muy bien. ¿Alguna sugerencia o algo así?
oh, another rocking question here.
Otra pregunta muy importante.
Yeah, that's another thing about revelation. There's nothing better that the ego loves to do than cover one over.
Y hay otra cosa importante de la revelación.
You know, like you just starting to see something really cool, and you just suddenly notice, I am just like I'm mad like a hornet. I feel like a hornet's nest. I kicked the hornet's nest. That's how it feels like I kicked a hornet's nest. You know, I'm supposedly, you know, waking up and I feel like I just kicked a hornet's nest.
Y se supone que es como que estuviera despierto, pero todavía tengo esta sensación de malestar, de molestia.
Okay. And it does play like that. Just know
Pero date cuenta
that you have that if you can admit to ourselves, if we can get to the point, I would just remember that, oh my gosh, there's just more fuel down there on the fire. See?
Entonces tienes que darte cuenta que si esto pasa es porque hay aún más combustible que está generando este fuego.
There's a desire for an experience.
Entonces hay el deseo de una experiencia.
And then jump a join if you can. See if there's somebody out there.
Y ver si entonces únete, mira a ver si alguien está disponible.
You know, who will jump a joint and just look immediately. No, I'm not putting up with this in my mind. I am going to get my miracle and ask Jesus, what's generate that? What kind of little thing down in my subconscious mind is generating that?
Entonces mira si te unes y miras que en tu mente subconsciente está generando esto.
You know, that's the fastest way.
Esa es la forma más rápida. Camino más rápido.
That's why he's having to join with brothers, but eventually you can get to the point, you know, as your relationship with Jesus gets really strong, you just go right to him. And, you know,
y esto te unes con un compañero, pero
Jesus.
cuando tienes una relación más fuerte con Jesús, simplemente te sientas con él y le dices, dámelo, Jesús.
Yeah, there's a lot of smoke and mirrors that come up.
Van a venir muchas cortinas de humo.
But just know you have the power. You're the one in the power seat.
Y recuerda que tú estás en la silla del poder.
And look who you got sitting next to you.
Y además está este man al lado tuyo.
You just be determined to get your miracles.
Simplemente mantente determinada a obtener tu milagro.
As your mind, you know, we get more and more focused because you notice in these light circles, like your mind just floats off. You'll start looking at it, sorry, go, ooh.
Pero, y comienzas a estar más enfocado porque en un principio en los círculos estás como por allá flotando.
Just bring it back and go, okay, Jesus, what do I need to see? And just gently, just keep coming back and say, no.
Y gentilmente traes, te vienes y le sigues conversando con Jesús.
I mean, the really beautiful thing for all of us would be if we all jumped on the commitment to jump joins all day long. It's going to be the fastest way. I'm just saying.
Lo que digo es que el camino más rápido es simplemente que se unan, se mantengan uniendo.
Okay, I want to look at this.
Voy a mirar esto.
Let's look.
Vamos a mirarlo.
That's what the joining is for, because
Para eso es que es la unión.
that's why 24/7 joining around here,
Por eso es que tenemos 7x24 las uniones aquí.
because we know that ego is sneaky at night.
Porque sabemos que el ego es sigiloso en la noche.
I see that. I used to lie in bed and be tortured by
Ver
myself.
que estoy recostada en la
Oh
cama y
my
me
God.
estoy torturando a mí misma.
Oh my gosh. So I'm asking Jesus, okay, to talk so many things at night. I mean, just
Muchas
right,
veces
left.
en las noches recostada en la cama torturándome.
Okay. I mean, I was well into midnight self-torture. Look,
Estaba dispuesta a las torturas de medianoche.
but sometimes it was releasing. I've told you guys that so many times. Now
Pero
I can see it.
también que muchas veces fueron liberaciones y ahora lo puedo ver.
I would have been forgiving during the day and just that energy would start burning out.
Y entonces estaba perdonando durante el día y luego en la noche comenzaba a quemarse esta energía.
I'm like this praying, oh my God, Jesus, help me, help me, help me, you know.
Y entonces yo oraba,
I'm
Jesús,
dying
ayúdame,
here.
ayúdame, me estoy muriendo.
All the while I was releasing.
Y todo lo que estaba pasando era que estaba liberando.
That's why that interpretation is so helpful.
Por eso es que su interpretación es
Yeah.
tan útil.
See, now I can look back on that and laugh. I get it. I was not laughing then.
Y ahora puedo mirar hacia atrás y reírme, pero en ese momento no me reía.
Just keep calling for joining and
Manténgase pidiendo uniones.
we don't care what time, just call it.
Simplemente no
Yeah.
importa la
Put it
hora.
in the group.
Únanse y escriban en el grupo.
You know, that's just a way of saying, I am not tolerating this in my mind. I'm going to get to the bottom of this with Jesus and my brother.
Entonces yo digo, no voy a tolerar esto en mi mente y voy a ir todo el camino con mis hermanos.
And you will,
Y lo harás.
because you're determined. And the other thing is you
Porque
can
tú
hear.
estás determinada, porque otra cosa es que tú escuchas a Jesús.
And the other thing is that you're willing to hear Jesus, which is a big step in that direction.
Y también porque tú estás determinada a escuchar a Jesús y eso es un gran paso en su dirección.
And honesty of God too, Bonnie.
Y la honestidad de Dios también va.
That is the most valuable thing with
Esa es
Jesus.
la cosa más valiosa,
And what we mean by that for anyone who's new,
sobre todo para los que son nuevos,
that we have the power to be shown by Jesus
que tenemos el poder de que nos sea mostrado por Jesús,
that we are desiring something other than God, and we can admit it.
que hemos deseado algo diferente a Dios y que simplemente lo podemos admitir.
And that is the power of self-honesty.
Y ese es el poder de la honestidad.
That's just ridiculous happiness too.
Y
I
eso
see
es
that now.
ridículamente felicidad.
So that's what we're all here for. You know,
Para eso es que estamos aquí.
He has given us together to be able to just not tolerate any of the stuff in our mind and find a brother who's just enthusiastic. I'm looking too, dadgummit.
No tolerar
Look at
más
Renee's raising her
intensamente.
hand. Look, you know, any brother in on this, say aye. No, you know, just get in there. There's a lot of us now.
Ahora hay muchos de ellos.
There's a
compañeros.
lot of us, and there's even translators. So even
Incluso
if you,
traductores.
so even if you can't speak Spanish or speak English or whatever,
Incluso si tú hablas sin español o no hablas inglés o lo que sea, whatever,
you
lo
just
que sea,
Jesus will show you a way to get it done.
Jesús te va a mostrar el camino para que lo
But
logres.
this is the thing that the ego is going to avoid the most, and that is joining.
Pero esta es una cosa que el ego va a evitar, unirse,
That's how it keeps its little territory,
porque él quiere mantener así su territorio,
its little hell territory.
su pequeño infierno, su territorio.
Thank you.
Thank you, Vaughn.
Gracias, gracias,
That's
Vani.
beautiful.
Es hermoso.
Okay, beloveds, this is so
Okay,
much
amados.
love. So much love. So you can send other questions too, you know, we'll answer 'em.
Ustedes le pueden enviar más preguntas, nosotros responderemos.
Your gifts of love, of questions are always for us. It's just happiness.
Todas estas preguntas son para nosotros, simplemente felicidad.
It's just happiness to ask Jesus all these things and hear from me what he's going to say.
Porque esto todo es para mí.
So I'm going to just see, because we didn't talk about it today, Lori. Are we going to get a tune from you? Oh, she's giving us the thumbs up. Oh, happiness, you guys. We got Lori going to sing us out.
Entonces, Lori nos va a cantar.
Okay, so let me see if I can adjust this.
Voy a ver si puedo ajustar esto.
Spotlight. Oop. Now. Oh, wait a minute. I have to do something first.
Tengo que hacer algo. Espera un momento.
Okay, did that. Oh, we're starting to get the goods. Okay. I'm going to mute myself in C.
Voy a...
Okay, we're ready for you to take it, Lori.
Thank you so much. This is called Raise a Glass, and the world will end in laughter. God, how will you move me? How will you heal my restless heart? What is my remedy? Truth be told, a world forgiven cannot last. Hey, yo, I receive your mercy. Hey, yo, I receive you, gift of grace. Don't you dare look back, look right here and now. There's no place you'd rather be. Brother, where art thou? Been given somehow, standing in front of me. Tenderly, hey, yo, I receive your mercy. Hey, yo, I receive you, golden grace. And I raise a glass to the great race, bringing the blocks to love, to the lights. I raise a glass to the great race, one by one, purification. The battle will never be waged. The soldierless truth offers no response. I see I really want to fight. I see I really want to kill the lights. Hey, yo, I receive your mercy. Hey, yo, I receive you, golden grace. And I raise a glass to the great race, bringing the blocks to love, to the light. I raise a glass to the great race. unification, slip sliding away. Slip sliding away. I raise a glass to you. Slip sliding away. The holy instance. Be still. Something you already know. Be still. All of the Father's love. Be still, and so it is.
Beautiful. Thank you, Lori. Wow.
Love you, love you.
Beautiful.
Hermoso, Lori.
Anyone wants to do the sign out and turn on their video and
Alguien
wave.
quiere abrir
Or
su video.
I can unmute all of you, I think.
Ya los puedo.
I
Thank you,
think.
Lori.
Welcome.
Gracias, Lori.
Thank you, Lori. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Gracias,
Lori.
Thank you, Jay.
Love
Gracias,
you.
Kate.
Thank you, Jesus.
Gracias, Jesús.
Thank you, Jesus.
Gracias, Jesús.
Gracias.
Hi, Mary.
Hola, Mary.
Much love to all of you. Go for
Mucho
God.
amor.
Go for
Vamos
God.
por Dios.
Rocket boy.
Rocket boy.
Chico con el cohete.
That's right. Strap in the seatbelt straight up.
Agarrarse las sillas.
Hey, Michael.